Okay, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening for once. We from Group 2, we will presentation about semantics. Before we will introduce the member of group, my name is Wayan Ayu Studi Ardasari and my friends.
I'm Kadek Dani Baraman Karaputra and my other friends.
My name is Salihat Mamonggomo and my friends.
My name is Imade Dharma Prananta. And next.
Okay, the next is topic of the session today. One is definition and example semantics. Two is choice word meaning. Next is lexical relations. Next is semantic feature and benefit learning semantics. Okay, the first material by my friends.
Okay, definition and example semantic. Next. Semantics definition. Semantic refers to the meaning or interpretation of language. Symbols or signs. It is study of how language conveys meaning and how people understand and interpret language. Example is Lily at the apple. For the example video, next.
What is this sentence made of? So what is this sentence made out of? Well, as we can see, it's made out of words like Lily ate the apple. These words are built together to make up phrases, for example, like this noun phrase right here. Okay, but going on to a little smaller level, we have sounds. So L is a sound, I is a sound, right? T is a sound, H is a sound. So all of these components combine together to create language. So let's take a look at exactly how that happens.
Okay, that's example semantics. And the next materials will be explained by my friends.
Okay, everyone. The next material here I will be explain about the theories word meaning. Next. Theories of word meaning. Dictionaries are filled with words and give their meanings using other words rather than in terms of some more basic units of meaning. Whatever they might be, theories of word meaning in lexical semantics are divided into parts. The first is reverse and the second of sense. Next. Okay, the first is a reference. One proposal is that the meaning of a word or expression is its reference, its association with the object it refers to. This real world object is called the referent. For the example, when you say, look at the horse running, the horse running is a reference. So reference comes before the sense. Next. And the second is a sense. There must be something more to meaning than reference alone. This is also suggested by the fact that speakers know the meaning of many words that have no real word reference. Egg, habit, unicorns, and Harry Potter is not have reference in real world. Sense is an image of the human mind that represents a reference. For the example, that side, I bought a car yesterday. If you picture a car in your mind, that is a sense. Next. So we have a video for the reference and sense, and let's rewatch.
Now in semantics, the branch of word semantics is given another name. Sometimes it's called lexical semantics. So let's begin now with word semantics or lexical semantics. There are two main things that we look at within the field of lexical semantics, and that is reference and sense. So let's take a look at a quick example so we can get the feel of what the difference is between reference and sense. So let's imagine a scenario here where in front of us is this dog. One person might yell, "Watch out for the dog." Now, the phrase "the dog" here in this situation is used to refer to this dog that they have in front of them. So when the speaker said "the dog," the speaker intends to refer to this dog right here. And so the dog is the object of this reference, which we call the referent. Okay, so then reference is a speaker act. It shows the intention of the speaker. What we mean by this is that when the speaker yelled out, "Watch out for the dog," that the speaker used the phrase "the dog" to refer to that dog in front of him or her. Now imagine you were listening to the person speaking here, and you hear the phrase "the dog" before you actually see the dog in the real world. How would you understand the sentence uttered by speaker A? How would you understand the phrase "the dog" before you have got a chance to look at the actual dog in the world? Well, you would hear the phrase "the dog" and think of a mental image that represents what you think dog is. So this mental image that we have here is what we call a concept. It's a mental representation of what you think a dog is. This is what we call sense. Now, part of being able to make reference or to refer to something is partly based on our knowledge of the sense of the thing. So I know, for example, just by knowing the sense of the word dog, that this is a dog. And I also know that this is not a dog, just because I know the sense of the phrase dog or the word dog. This would not be a dog. So really, the sense of an expression determines what can and what cannot be a representative or a reference of the word dog.
So for the conclusion, a reference is the relationship between a noun or pronoun and the object named by someone. Reference is the beginning and becomes a reference for the formation of sentence, and sense is a picture of your minds to a reference. And the next material will be explained by my friend.
Okay, thank you, Nanta. Now I will explain about lexical relations. This is one of the important material in semantics. So lexical relations is words are semantically related to one or another in a variety of ways. Okay, next. Okay. In lexical relations, there are some kinds like synonyms. Okay, synonyms are words or expressions that have the same meaning in some or all contexts. Okay, for example, the word apathetic, phlegmatic, passive, sluggish, and indifferent. Okay, the word uh, the word are synonyms because they have similar meanings in describing a lack of interest or responsiveness to a situation. Okay, so that is about synonyms. And next, okay, To increase our understanding about synonyms, we already a video about synonyms. Okay, let's watching.
Is synonymy. Synonymy is when two words have the same, or at least similar, meaning. Synonymy is rarely exact. Words almost always have some difference, but their meanings can be very close. Words like run and rush, or cry and bawl, as in he bawled all night, or even sleep and doze. These are all synonyms because they more or less impart the same meaning.
Well, that is about synonyms. Okay. Other kinds of lexical relations, there are antonyms. Okay, everyone. Antonyms are words that are opposite in meaning. For example, the word big and small, and then fast and slow. There is antonyms because have opposite meaning. Okay, next, homonyms. Homonyms words that have the same pronunciation but have different meaning. So homonyms homonyms have two types. There are homophones and homographs. When homonyms have the same spelling, they are called homographs. And when homonyms have different spellings, they are called homophones. For example, the word to or in bahasa dua and to juga, this is a homophones. And pussy, the word pussy meaning can refers to infected and cat. So this is homographs. So well, homonyms can cause confusion. In some cases, the meaning of homonyms can be determined by the context of the sentence or by emphasis in pronunciation. Okay. Okay. Next. Okay. Other kinds of lexical relations, there are polysemy. Polysemy refers to the state when a word has several meanings that are conceptually or historically related. For example, the word diamond. This word refers to refers to jewelry and also refers to have meaning baseball field. Okay. In polysemy, uh, sorry, the example, there's different meanings can have a conceptual relationship, but the specific meanings are different. Well, in polysemy, understanding the meaning of a word depends on the context of the sentence or the situation in which the word is used. Okay. Next. Okay. And the last of kinds of lexical relations, there are hyponymy. Hyponymy is a relationship between a more specific word and a more general word or broader category. Okay. In a hyponymy relationship, a more specific or concrete word is called a hyponym, while a more general or abstract word is called a hypernym. Okay. For example, the word color. this word is a hypernym that because represents a more general category. And the word like as red, white, and blue, and the others are hyponyms because they represent more specific examples or types of the color category. So that is about me, and that's all about lexical relations. And before we next material, we already a video about hyponymy. Okay, let's watching.
The third type of lexical relation is that of hyponymy. Hyponymy describes the relationship that occurs when one word is the subset or a part of another word. You can think of this in the frame X is a Y relationship. This can be seen in the following words. Dog is a hyponym of animal. We can say a dog is an animal. Atticus is a hyponym of people. We can say Atticus is a person. Purple is a hyponym of color, because we can say purple is a color. Hyponymy, to rephrase, is the relationship that occurs when one word is an instantiation of the full set of another word.
Okay, for the next material will be explained by my friends.
Okay. The next material is semantic features. The meaning of words into semantic features can clarify how contains words related to other words. And semantic features are amongst the conceptual elements that are a part of the meaning of words and sentences. These features help us understand and categorize words based on their source and distinct characteristic. Linguistics employs semantic features to analyze and classify words and the study words meaning, relationship, and explore the structure of language. And next is semantic features as a meaning as a collections of properties and features, typically with two basic values, plus and minus. Look at a picture. A table would have minus animates. Horse would have plus animates, and boy would have plus animates, and a man would have plus animates, and a girl would have plus animates, and a woman would have plus animates. And table minus humans, course would have minus humans, boy would have plus humans, and a man would have plus humans, and a girl would have plus humans, and a woman would have plus humans. And a table would have minus female, and horse would have minus female, and a boy would have a minus female, and a man would have would have minus female, and a girl would have a plus female, and a woman's would have plus females, and the table would minus a George, and horse would have plus a Dutch, and a boy would have a minus a Dutch, and a man's would have a plus a Dutch, and a girl would have minus a Dutch, and a woman's would have a plus a Dutch. Okay, we have, for example, in the sentence, semantic features. Number one is, Ellie picks up his daughter and swags her. Semantic feature is Ellie. Ellie is would have plus humans. Ellie would have plus females. Ellie would have adults. And example number 2 is, and the daughter should be. Semantic features, daughter. Daughter would have plus humans. Daughter would have plus female, and a daughter would have a plus a third. Okay, the next is benefit learning semantics. Benefit learning semantics divided into two. Number one is improve language understanding semantics, refer to the meaning of words, phrase, and sentences. By learning semantics, can adopt a deeper understanding of how words and sentences convey a meaning. Number two is improve reading comprehensions. Is semantic play a crucial role in reading comprehensions. This enhances your overall reading comprehension skill and enables to become a more critical, analytical reader. Okay, this is the reference. Okay, so the presentation from group 2 about semantic, and thank you.